Okay, hey guys, so now here is my review of Teen Titans number 2. Now, in issue number 1 of Teen Titans number 1, we got introduced to Red Robin, or Tim Drake, and Cassie, who is Wonder Girl. And we figure out that the Templar from nowhere is wanting to capture metahumans and use them to do their bidding, or to do their missions, or just to use them in general. And they were trying to capture Cassie, and they failed because, of course, Tim Drake, or Red Robin, came along and helped her out. And then we ended off with Superboy. They were about to release him. Now, the issue opens up with, of course, Kid Flash again. And Kid Flashing is just monologuing to himself, and he's stuck in this sort of cell. And he's just talking and saying, like, oh, who needs psychics anymore, you know? I should just be a villain or something, like kill Flash, which is interesting. You know, you get to see Kid Flash's humorous side in this issue. And then you hear him talk to this guy named Danny, but we don't know who this guy Danny is. And basically after that, we go into Superboy, you know, monologuing and saying that he needs to study Cassie. He needs to learn her every move before he gets her, or like before he, before he, you know, captures her too. And of course, you know, the redhead doctor is saying, you know, we should not release him. He's not ready. You know, he could kill a person. He's still sensitive. And of course, Templar said that's a risk I'm willing to have to take, and that's where it ends. And then, you know, we see Tim Drake and Cassie, you know, out at dinner. They're eating together, and they're just, you know, having conversation. And, you know, Tim Drake finds out that there's just something weird going on. That Nowhere somehow doesn't have the information Tim Drake has, you know? He has, you know, his own information about Cassie. You know, they know who he knows who she is, but for some reason he feels like, you know, Nowhere doesn't know who she is at all. So what he does is that he goes over to her house and stays overnight to, you know, just to see if anything goes on, goes wrong or anything like that. See if Nowhere tries to infiltrate her house while she's sleeping. So he just stays overnight, and of course he leaves after the next morning. But before he leaves, he's using the internet. He finds out, you know, that there's this mysterious kind of creature called Skitter. So he goes to the mall, and he meets up with this girl named Claudia who works at a store, and he asks her, he wants to know the truth. Who is this Skitter? Because it seems like she is the only one who knows who she is. And, you know, they start talking, having conversation between, you know, who Skitter is, and we found out that Claudia has a sister, and the sister is Skitter. Her name is Celine? I'm just going to go with Celine. So her real name is Celine, not Skitter. But, of course, you know, Skitter's right here. It's like a kind of insectoid creature. And of course, Tim Drake asks, you know, where she is, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't know where she is. She just left. She just left, and she's like off running around somewhere in L.A." And basically, later on, we open up with a bounty hunter who is trying to hunt down Skitter so he can gain money. Now he starts talking in like, you know, like I, we, and stuff like that. Like he's trying to talk like that. Like his dialogue's more like I, we, you know, just kind of weird dialogue at first, and then he bumps into Tim Drake, and Tim Drake finds out that, of course, Skitter is in the sewer, so does the bounty hunter. That's why he's there. And so, you know, they start fighting, and we find out that this bounty hunter has a brother, and he's a metahuman too, so he uses his brother to teleport. So they use their bodies to teleport each other to places. So that's their metahuman power, and basically Tim Drake's just fighting them. And the metahumans are working for Nowhere because they want to be on the winning side, I guess. They want to work for them just to gain money and stuff like that, just for their own interest. Not like they care or anything about their own freedom or anything like that. So they're working for Nowhere. And basically after that, they teleport and disappear. And Tim Drake hears a scream. He goes, finds out where the scream is coming from. And of course, Skitter is taking care of the bounty hunters. They're trying to attack Skitter, but Skitter has one webbed on the wall, and she's currently like just scaring the shit out of the other one. And before she attacks him, you know, Tim Drake intervenes, and she starts trying to attack Tim Drake, and Tim Drake and Skitter get into a little small fight, And then after that, Cassie jumps in and saves Tim Drake. And you guys sort of see, not a relationship building between them, but you actually see that Tim Drake actually has sort of a feeling for Cassie. And Cassie always makes comments about her ass because she's like, oh, you didn't notice that I was at the mall because, you know, you can't notice my ass in the mall or something. Or in the beginning when they were having dinner, she's like, look up here, not here. And she's like, it's real. So it seems like, you know, she's kind of taking Tim Drake off as a bit of a pervert, but I don't think he is. So Cassie saves Tim Drake and says that this is for repaying him for when he saved her. And after that, you know, Tim Drake says, you know, again, tries to persuade her, why don't we join up? And why don't we become a team? You know, we need each other. We need each other's help. But of course, Cassie says, you know, I don't need your help. I can do it my own. I'm strong. And she leaves Tim Drake alone with, you know, Skitter or Celine. And, you know, he says, oh, we can't have a team. Well, I'm only one person, but I guess we have, you know, this insect toy and we have Skitter with us. So I guess he's still trying to build up the team for Teen Titans. And then we ended off with Kid Flash escaping from nowhere. And before he escaped, he notices another metahuman, this big flashing light in this cell, and he looks in and you see Solstice. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it right. It's just a mouthful. So we find out that she's part of Teen Titans, or she's going to be another character in Teen Titans. Now, we also, before the issue ends, they also mentioned the characters that are going to be in the group. You have Tim Drake, or Red Robin, you have Wonder Girl, you have Bunker, who we haven't seen yet, we have Solstice, and Skitter, who are going to be in Teen Titans, and also Superboy. But they said in the next issue we will be introduced to the last member of the Teen Titans group, and yeah. The issue is pretty going good. I would like to see them actually, you know, get together, like have the whole Teen Titans group get together soon. But issue 3, I think, is worth waiting for before they get into a whole big group, and, you know. And actually, what's funny thing is Tim Drake actually makes a little joke. He's like, this is the very shortest incarnation of Teen Titans ever. So you broke the top of the fourth wall there, you know, because before Skitter was about to attack him, he thought he was going to die. He thought that this was the end of the Teen Titans because he was the only member and Cassie didn't want to join him at that time. But yeah, so far Scott Lobel is doing a great job of this series. I like it. I highly recommend you guys picking this issue up and picking issue number 1 up. Yeah, so far it's going good. I mean, it's not like going quickly like how we all want to see the characters get together, but it's okay. I mean, you know, it's fine. We don't get to see that until a while later on. But yeah, that's my review on this issue, and highly recommend you guys picking this up. Now, well, I left you off yesterday, not yesterday, but in the last episode I told you guys I was going to talk about something. Now, as you guys all know, Halloween's coming up, and I want to do a special review for you guys, a special comic book review for you guys, and I will be reviewing Batman, The Long Halloween. Now, if you guys never heard of this, then you guys better look forward to this review, because Batman The Long Halloween is a great, great comic. I will review like this whole thing for you. It's just a great mystery novel comic for you guys to read. But yeah, I will be reviewing this when Halloween comes. So yeah, hence the word, you know, Long Halloween. There's other Batman comic books I can review for you guys, but I'm just doing this for a little special occasion. I might do some more Batman reviews later on, but yeah, that's what I want to do for Halloween. And also last weekend on Sunday, I went to my local mall, and they were having these like, you know, big sales. Like they, you know how they have these like people come out with these like tables and they have like boxes and boxes of comics, and they were selling comics for $1. So I took a little snag, and I actually got one for my girlfriend too. It's Batgirl special one shot for my girlfriend, because she definitely loves Batgirl, so I had to have this 1988 issue. Got this for $4, but I don't know, I guess it's well worth it for my girlfriend though, because she likes Batgirl. But here's the interesting I got. DC versus Marvel comics. Now, if you guys didn't know, this came out in 1996, I believe. Yeah, this is DC versus Marvel comic. You guys never heard of it. This is a comic that has DC actually fighting against Marvel. Now, I've actually heard about it, and when I saw this, I just wanted to pick it up, I guess. People say it wasn't that good or great, but I picked up issue 1 and issue 2 because that's all they had. But I took a read. It's interesting so far how they're combining both worlds together and they're all fighting. But yeah, I might do a little review on this just because it's just kind of goofy and kind of interesting, you know? But yeah, that's what I have to say here, so... Yeah, review of what's next week. I don't know what's next week, but yeah, wait for my next review, okay, guys? And Batman Arkham City is coming out soon. I just haven't had the time to upload it, but yeah, see you guys later.